Hello and welcome to this first look map tour on what I believe is pronounced Flusstal XXL. Hopefully that's correct. So this is not a map for the faint-hearted. If you like small fields, look away now. This map has anything but small fields on it. It's therefore a map I would say is perfectly suited to MP servers. So looking around the Discord servers at the moment, I know there's a lot of people now got dedicated servers. I like playing MP. So when I saw this map, I thought we'd take a look at it. So it's only fair the first thing we do on here is check out our own farm. So the good thing is the shop we've just left is the FS19 shop on this map. See by the size of the field to our left, sort of thing we're going to be looking at on here. I have had a quick drive around here already. Actually, as we're in the bottom corner, I think we'll just head straight out down the port first. So we're in this corner. And lots of trees on here. So one of our sell points is down here in the port. Lots of detail down here. Building site, ships, container cranes. Nice lighthouse out on the seafront there. It's quite easy to get lost on this map. Right beside our sell point here. Not short of detail down here. So I remember how to get out of it now. More container cranes. Nice little jump with the Mahindra there. Kept on all four wheels when it landed, which is always an improvement for me. Leave there this time, we will find our way back to our farm. Take you around everything down here, we'll leave some bits for you. I have turned the traffic off. It's one less thing for me to worry about crashing into about here. A nice river running through here to the sea, which I'll try not to drive into. Would be a good idea as I can't swim. So proper roads. You can't see the joins on, which is good. Head up this painted roadway here. Eventually come to our farm. So the field on the right is one of the fields we start with. Give you a little idea of scale. You know, we don't always start with big fields. So there's a clue for you as to what's to come. Field sizes. Field 3 there isn't ours. As you can see from the PJ in the bottom corner, they're not small. See over to the shop there. There's no idea how far we've already come. Lots of mountains about, rock faces. I will drive around some of the map. I will tab to other places on here. So the field on the right we don't own, but the field coming up in front of us we do. Both these two fields are ours. Just nip into here. You see, even that one is not exactly what you call small as a starter field. So this one is probably the smallest one you're going to find on here. Now coming up towards our farmyard. First spin out of the Mahindra of the day, so we're not doing too badly. Still a little over 5 minutes in and I've spun it out. So we do actually start with the grind silo. This is the farm manager mode. Oh, sorry, new farm mode. Farm manager. We've got seed, fertiliser and lime points in the yard. A water point to get out for a moment to go into the shed. We've got all our machinery. So we've got the Vultra A series with the fixed chassis Agroliner trailer. We have a Fiat and the Kuhn Cultimer. We also have a Fendt 310, I think it is. Yeah, 310 with the Kuhn Cedar front hopper. The Fendt 511C with the Kuhn sprayer. The Kuhn spreader. The Rosselmash Nova 330. And a dolly type Agroliner with the Fendt 515C. So we've got a nice selection of starter kit there. No plough or grass machinery, but reasonable sized kit for the size fields we start with. Rosselmash, about the smallest I want to go on those fields, I think. If we head over in this direction, you can see the sheer size of the farmyard here. It is not what you call small. So if you're not getting an idea of things to come yet, you ought to be. So massive placeable area here besides the farmyard. Housing over there. I've not tried it to see if he'd sleep in there. We head out of the back of our farmyard. We'll find some bridges. So we're going to cross over the river here and head up to the top end of the map. Now this is where things really get interesting when it comes to field sizes. So I'm going to turn right here, I think, from memory. The white lines are a little bit out of place on the junctions, that much I have noticed. We've got wind turbines about, we've got radio transmitter mast. Lots of nice details of trees, bushes. You see the size of the fields again when you look to our left. That's some of the smaller ones again. I have had a look at the pricing, so I think we might get a shock there. We've got a sell point down there. I'm coming up to the sell point there, shall I say, on the right. Got it in the wrong place. I think this one is for the equivalent of the spinnery, so wool, cotton, etc. Again, the map is, I believe, in German for the sell points for the most part. So we've got a field again to our left there, well hidden by trees. But if you just look through the trees, you can see it's quite a sized field again. We're now going to go up the side. So I'm not going to go that way because that takes us back to where we've just come from. So this is field 9. As we're driving up the side, it doesn't look very big on the PGA, does it? Get up there, it does. So it's somewhere where the Mahindra's going to have to drive flat out to get round it in a sensible amount of time. I said I'll tab around some of it. So it's not exactly a flat map, but it's not as hilly as some of the others I've looked at, like Thuringian Oberland. Got a tree at a bit of a funny angle over there, which is quite a nice touch how they got some of them leaning, as far as I'm concerned. It's what happens in the real world, so why shouldn't it happen in there? There's a deliberate reason I want to come up this way, which I will show you. We've got another sell point here, which you wouldn't want to get too close to. Might get a bit toasty, get your marshmallows out on that thing. The reason I want to come up this way is because it's where the biggest field on the map is. When I say big, I mean it with this field. It has to be one of the biggest fields I've seen on the map in FS since I've been playing them. I have not been on some of the Australian type maps, but this one is colossal. It's a monster. Just follow around on the road here. You can see lots of nice details still. Got ourselves another sell point in the corner here. So they're spread out well across this map. This one being the sugar factory. So I'm not going to go in there too much. Just skirt over that one. So towards the top end of the map here. You can't actually see the map boundary, which is good. As you gather from my past videos, I'm not a big fan if they stick out like a sore thumb. Now that one, that's the map boundary up the top there roughly. Can't really see it. You'd have to climb all the way up there to have a good look. We've got field 36 on the left there, is reasonable size. You'll see when I get to this one just next to it. Here we have the biggest field on the map. Oh. You see, it's not what I would call small. We will corner to corner it to give you a little idea. I'll put the PGA up bigger. You see where we are on it. Hopefully you've now seen why I said this is a real multiplayer map. Unless you like doing single player on absolutely enormous fields. This one is currently in cotton as we come on here. So it would take a little while to harvest by yourself with one harvester. I mean, I like maps with big fields, but this one's beyond what I do as single player, I think. But it looks full of detail still with the trees, the hedge, tree-lined hedgerows, if you like, on here. Got them all loading into view up the top there. So that's corner to corner of the biggest field on this map. So you see we just come all the way across there. So what I'll do is just put it back down small. I'll just hop out of there for a second. Stop that. Let's do a little bit of define the laws of gravity here for the benefit of you seeing the map. So that's the field. You can see from up here just how big some of these fields are on here. So I wouldn't normally defy the laws of gravity doing a first look, but I think that's worthwhile just to see the actual size of some of this. We'll head over in the direction we're looking in a second. And you look at the size of that field. Hurt your legs when you land. Got springs in them. So, big fields. I'll just skirt around the outside of this field of sugar beet here. As you can imagine, big fields. I have already looked at the map and looked at the prices of land. And if you want to do a start from scratch on here, all I'll say is brave. Very brave. I'll show you some of the contracts on here as to what you can earn with it set on normal. This is on normal economy at the moment. We're now heading up towards one of the towns on here. So just lots of detail of these mountains in the background with the trees growing on them. To me it looks natural. Graphics look good on them, textures look good. Just seems to be well laid out. We've got ourselves another sell point in here by the looks of it. This is the BGA. See that minute we came in here. So, not got a very low digester in here, so we aren't going to be able to tip straight into the trailer, I don't think. But we do have 3 clamps. Let's just put this up for a second. Hop out. Not sure if they're actually functioning or not. They're not sort of reading anything. Definitely 3 very big clamps up there though. Small little texture error there, but nothing major. We could live with that. Let's get rid of that again. That blocking the screen up. Nice little details lying about around the back here. Should just be able to fit through there with that. Just missed it. And we've got a buy point coming up as well. I believe that's the same lug as what's on the Felsborough one. So we've got a fill point there. Another yard up here. We have a class dealer up here with workshop facilities, so that's a nice touch. So before anyone asks if this is a console map, definitely not. For one thing, it's too big. And for another thing, it's class dealer and the map is not hosted on Modo Hub, obviously. So you've got no chance this one come to console, I'm afraid. It's just too big. So there's another reason I want to come up here. Got another machinery dealer there. Okay, we've got the old cardboard cutouts in there. But we do have another farmyard up here. So you could set another farm up here. We have fill, we have silos, not storage obviously. We've got the buy silos up there, the lime seed and fertiliser again, water tank, and another massive placeable area with a barn on it. It just looks well thought out for multiplayer terms as far as I'm concerned. So you got a workshop facility with that one as well, which is good. Or shop facility as well by the looks of it. Let's just jump out a second. Double check that one. So we've just got workshop facility there for customization or selling of machinery. The shop is still right down the far end of the map, which could be a bit of a trek if you've got some slower vehicles. Don't try and road run a skid steer up here, or a tree harvester. You may need a lorry and low loader for some of that stuff. So yeah, again we've got another well laid out little garden centre up here. Looks like fertiliser there. Not sure on that one. Not registering anything on the PDA here is what's in here, but might be that these aren't functioning. It's not saying on the PDA about any sell points there or buy points. So traffic is turned off just to make it easier for us. Just cut to this little field here. So you're nearly right at the boundary of the map up the top here again. This is reason I want to come up here. It is painted boundaries, but if you look out from a distance, it doesn't smack you in the face as a painted boundary like some of them do. It's only when you get really up close to them it looks it, but he's tried his best to hide them. It's not normal practice to cut down other people's fields. We are in this instance. Solely because down the bottom here we have a big point. Big cell point, and I like this one. You've got a grain sampling rig there, so it sort of fits into proper grain storage. We've got our cell point in the middle here. The other one's cordoned off. Nice little cobbled street. So we're going to try and head our way back towards our yard at the moment. Gavin can remember how to get there without getting lost. This might be a map that you need the PDA up for a little while till you get used to it. Push the Mahindra to as quick as it'll go again. So I know last time we came up from the left, this time I'm going to go down this way. Show off some more of the map with its little fields. So over there you've got that painted boundary, but from here you wouldn't know, as far as I'm concerned. It looks like a forest. Yes, the mountains, you can tell it's the edge of the map behind it, but it still doesn't look too out of place. Well hidden as far as I'm concerned. Got some more big fields coming up here. So, little field there. There's not many of them on this map, but little by this map is still big on many of the others, if you're judging by the standards of them. You want to have a large scale multiplayer farm, I think this is the map to set it on at the moment. Yes, Sutton Farm is quite good for big fields and multiplayer, but if you want a real large scale one, then don't look no further. I think this is one of the biggest ones I've seen. Got ourselves another filling station there. Right, down this way. Don't drop into the river. So woodland wise, there's a lot of them. That's all we can say. There is a lot of woodland. We've got ourselves a waterfall down there, dam which is nicely detailed. I think it's still a bit of a work in progress in places, but it doesn't look too far. So this is another small field. By small we mean big by any other map standards. So if you want to run a fleet of 6 combines on here, you could quite easily run a fleet of 6 combines on this map. Not think twice about doing so. I know 1 or 2 of my subscribers like big maps. Well, hopefully this one fills your craving for big maps, big fields. Come back to everyone's favourite takeaway, but other brands are available. So again, probably won't be allowed anywhere near console, even if it would fit with those on there. Has to be changed. Through another little town village here. Bit of use of sugar cane in the gardens there as a decorative feature. Another filling station. Bit of a shop here, but nothing to do with anything we can do with it. So I can't show everything off on here. It's just too big a map to get around in a sensible length of time. Again, if I show you everything, there's nothing for you to find yourselves if you want to have a look at it. Got nice sweeping curves of flowers in there. Should be spelt anything out with it. Not quite in a random pattern though. I just turn around and go up that hill there. There's something up the top there. Looks like it might be another placeable yard. And yeah, okay. I think we might have to reset that this time. So let's just reset the Mahindra after that little accident. But nobody saw that. So let's find out where we actually are on here. So that's where we want to get back to. I'm down here at the moment. Reset our vehicle. But I'll tab round for a little while now. Let's have a look in this area here. So we have yet another big placeable farmyard here. So again, we've got silos, water station, lots of space to put placeable areas down, placeable buildings and silos down. Diesel, barn. I think that's a bit of a variation of the barn we had in 17, isn't it? And two smaller old barns here. Looks like they might have had the textures updated on them though. Looked at them on sort of Thuringian map, they didn't quite look that sort of texture. So, as you can see when I just have this up, as I've got this up, I might as well show you now. This is the map itself. So we're starting over here as our farm and just these fields. You can see the size of the fields on here. Now, because of the size of the fields, I hope you're all sitting comfortably when I do this. Our farmyard itself is valued at 134,000. Field 5 is over 200,000. 4 is over 500,000. And field 2 is 575,000. Now, that gives you an idea what might happen when I click on field 7 up the top here. Brace yourselves. If you want to buy that field, it is £7,910,567. This is why I said, if you want to do a start from scratch on this map, you will be brave. It will take you a long while to be able to afford some of these fields, unfortunately. But from a multiplayer point of view, it's fantastic. If you want to cheat money in through XMLs, buy fields, set up farms with some of the fields, then fine. If you look at one of these small fields here, you're still 357,000. Probably the smallest field on the map here, 91,000. One up there, just over £3 million. Area of woodland down here, 757,000. Woodland on the island, 196,000. So it's not one for the faint-hearted. You can buy small parcels of land, but they come in some odd parcels sometimes. If you want to buy field 3, it's nearly £2 million. 1,400,000. So the field prices are expensive, but look at the size of them. It's not like they're overpriced for the area of land they are by FS19 standards. So if we go back to map overview, if you want to set up for multiplayer, you've got that yard there, that one there, and the main one here. So there's 3 dotted about, and some of the fields got nice flat bits on, you could probably build other yards on. There's nothing to stop you taking part of field 7 if you so wished. It's a big map, no two ways about it. Looking at the contracts, if you want to do, say, field 33 harvesting, sugar beet, field 33 is that one which we drove across. So we know roughly how big it is, we've seen it. You could get £79,940, even with the 2,775 taken off it. If you want to do it, then there's good money. And this is on the normal economy setting. Even the fertiliser missions or contracts, field 8, 38,981. Yes, we've got to buy the fertiliser. But if you pick the right mod, and a lot of you may have seen the one I've been using on the Thuringian Oberland map, it gives it away for free. Suddenly it becomes more attractive. Looking at them, so field 17 fertiliser, most expensive fertiliser one on there, I think. So field 17 is, we've got to find field 17. It's that one. It's not one of the biggest fields on there. It's a shame there's not a contract showing up for that one, because I've been interested to see what it came to. If, however, we change the economy settings and put it on to easy, now let's have a look. So I'll have to just give it a few seconds to rejig itself on there. While it's doing that, I'll just come down this bottom corner. We've got a sawmill on here. But the reason I want to come down is not so much the sawmill, but we're at the map edge again. Now look at the boundary. Yes, it's picture boundary, but it looks good. They've used a realistic looking painted boundary there as far as I'm concerned. So we're at the sawmill at the moment. We've got a wood chip point down here. So, and the lumberyard. I'm sure there's somewhere to sell. And there we go, bulk timber for there. It's only when you get up close to them that they get blurry. Stay back a good way. And they look fine as far as I'm concerned. If we just trot into the woodland, for some reason I'm missing Mahindra, I can't remember what I've done with that. We'll sort of brush over that one, gloss over it. I'm sure it gave you a good laugh seeing what I've done to that. I couldn't write it. So we have got grass in the woodland. Beneath the grass we do have the forestry texture though. It's not dense woodland though, so there would be grass in it. But there are plenty of trees down there. So if you've got people in the multiplayer who want to do forestry work, not arable, grassland, livestock work, well, no problem on here. You've got wood yard, you've got 2 places to deal with wood chips, I believe. So you could quite easily do it. If you want to use some of the bigger seeders in the game, again, what's the problem? The fields will take it on here. They wouldn't look at a place on the map this size. Oh, that's the wrong button. Coming back onto here. Let's just see if the contracts are... So the contracts aren't going to just go over onto that at the moment. But whichever way. I mean, you would earn plenty of money on there. Animal wise, well, there's no animal pen set up on here. It'd be entirely up to you where you put them. There's certainly no shortage of space if you want to do animals on here. The only thing I'd say if this is on a Deddy server, be careful how many bales you put on the map. We do have the animal dealer down here, which I'll just drop into. So it is the 19 animal dealer. So all the textures are correct down here. It's literally plucked off the Felsborough map. As you're probably aware by how some of this is laid out, it does look like it's based on Felsborough and some of the areas are here. So we've got the straw sell point there. If we come on to sell points, there's no shortage of them whatsoever. Now we know where I just put the economy setting on here. So I'm not even going to try and pronounce the name of the sell points, obviously. Sawmill I can just about manage. I think we can get away with that one. But if you look through it, you got your wool, you got milk. Wood chips there are 2 places for. So we got the sawmill and that one is over here. So it's accessible from both ends of the map. There's not a lot of trouble there. Let's just hop back to our farmhouse. So it's good we have got the ability to sleep on here. It's no good telling me I'm not tired. We know that. So not tired. So that all functions. Go and get stuck in the farmhouse now. Need to go on the door. I can't fit through the doorways properly. So probably sum up this map. It's a big multiplayer map. Lots of nice features, lots of updated textures on here. A few little bits rough around the edges, but I think if there's a big group of you playing together, then this is the map to have a look at. So I'll put a link to it in the video description. But for now, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please remember to drop me a like, it does help. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye for now.